Hello, Richard from budgetguitarist.com. You know, when I first started this channel, I thought, well, what do I like to do? I like to record and practice and gig and compose and mix, all kinds of stuff like that, work on guitars. I started my channel during the pandemic when I was trapped at home, and I just thought, well, what am I going to do for content? My original vision for the channel was going to be to just document whatever I'm doing. So some weeks I might be working on a guitar, some weeks I might be assembling a guitar, some weeks I might be putting down keyboard tracks, some weeks I might be mixing, some weeks I might be like practicing for a gig, you know, choosing a set list, all this kind of stuff. And what ended up happening really was that I focused almost exclusively on guitar stuff, which makes sense because the channel is budgetguitarist.com. But in reality, people are more than one thing. You are more than just a guitar player. You are so many other things, and so am I. So I've discovered, looking at my analytics, that whenever I do something related to home recording, it's very unpopular compared to other videos. And then when I do anything having to do with the Epiphone Les Paul with Pro Pucker pickups, then that's a really popular one. So today I'm working on a song, and it's called, what's the name of this? This is called The One That Got Away. So let's talk about the recording process, or at least for me, what the recording process is. So I'll have an idea. Sometimes, you know, I'll write a song on keyboard. Sometimes I'll write it on guitar. Sometimes I'll just write the melody in my head. Sometimes the lyrics will change over time. There's a lot of different ways. There's no one way to write a song. So once I have like the lyrics and the melody and I'm working out the chords, what I like to do is just slap the thing down. So I'll get like a drum beat and I'll use the same drum beat for the whole track, and I'll record the keyboard or the guitar all the way through. Then I'll go back through and I'll do some arranging. I'll decide where the verse stops and where the choruses go and all that kind of stuff. Really, I just start with like an idea capture. And then a lot of times what I'll do is, instead of like go in and, you know, try to fix the parts, I'll just go in and re-record them because I own my own studio, so I can do whatever I want. Once I've got the song to the point where it's good enough to practice to, I'll mix it down, no vocals, and I'll put it on my phone and I'll play it in my car. I drive 45 minutes to work, 45 minutes back. So on the ride home, most days, if I've got some backing tracks on the phone, I'll start singing to it and I'll figure out, you know, whether the melody, the words are going to work or not. I'll just practice it a lot, figure out where the trouble spots are. So I discovered that I was frying my voice, like trying to sing this thing like 3 or 4 times. And if you're writing and recording your own music and you're singing it, here's a really good tip. Don't write something that you can't sing more than 3 times without blowing your voice out. And you might think, well, that's where the power and the emotion comes from and all that stuff. Yes, that is true, but think in terms of, what if you have to perform that thing like a ton of times? You know, do you really, really want to push your voice as hard as you can in one song when you know you have to sing about 30 or 40 in an evening, depending on what the gig is? And the answer is no. You really shouldn't have too many of those moments. So that means I have to detune this guy a half step. On the keyboards, it's easy. You just click a button and the whole thing moves down. On the guitar, we have to retune. Let's go ahead and put down a Rhodes part, shall we? So now I'm going to put down like another synth part here. This is like, here's what the patch sounds like. There's like 2 arpeggios happening along with some repeating chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. now let's put down the guitar part. You get the idea. So I'm going to turn the camera off so I can work 5 times faster. What's on the TV right now? Dr. Mix, great channel. The Beast is back, the homemade vocal booth. There's a video on how to do this if you're interested. I'm going to put down some vocal tracks now. Okay, so real quick, here's the setup. It's a Rode NT1A with the shock mount, pop filter, mic stand. And then over here, down here, we got the Apollo Solo, which has the AKG C240 headphones plugged into it. There's a 2018 MacBook Pro. I'm running Logic, and what you're looking at right now is the UA console, and this is where you can add compression, reverb, whatever you want in the headphones, but then just record the mic dry. So I just have the this flap open so you can just kind of see the process. I'm not going to end up using this vocal take. I'm just kind of warming up. Drinking in the bar with all your friends there, singing out of tune and in the wrong key. Okay, I'm in Logic Pro. I got my main tracks window open. Behind that, I've got the mixing board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the song play through the first verse, through the first chorus, then I'm going to stop it and solo some parts and talk about some stuff. So let's go. I was feeling lonely when I met you. You were kind of pretty and you liked me. Drinking in the bar with all your friends there, singing out of tune and in the wrong key. Sitting in the booth, they started not quite love, I guess it didn't matter. Spent the hours and days and weeks together. Never thought about what might come after. I know we'll never talk again. I'm sorry to this day, the way it had to end. It's all Okay, so a few things here. Let's start with the guitars. I've got, let me solo these two. So in the video, these are the two parts I recorded. And again, that's just one side is the Epiphone Les Paul, the other side is the PRS S2, playing the same part in stereo. And then when we get to the chorus, I added 2 more guitars, so here's 4 tracks of guitars. Let me turn these off. So this one's got the delays, and then this one here is got like a phaser on it. So that's all 4 together, and you can see the format of the song. I bring in those 2 when we do the choruses, right? So then for the drums, I went with a Linn drum machine because nostalgia. So I'm really into electronic music these days. And then for the keyboard, I've got for the bass, I've got like a mini Moog kind of part here. So very 80s. So then the Rhodes comes in here halfway through the first verse. And then the let's do all the keyboards for the chorus so you can hear kind of what that sounds like. Right, so let me solo all these. So during the chorus, the keys go like this. And this is the Alchemy synth for both of these two parts. Alchemy is a very powerful synth built into Logic. It's pretty amazing. And then there's another keyboard in here, which I'm going to play you. This is so buried in the mix, it's really hard to hear, but it's a vocoder during the chorus. Sounds like this. But check it out. You cannot really hear it in the mix. We'll never talk again. So it's in there. It's almost subliminal, but it's kind of cool. So then we get to the vocals. So let me select all the vocals here. So here's the vocals during the chorus. No, we'll never talk again. I'm sorry to this day, the way it had to end. Let's add the vocoder. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. No, we'll never talk again. Now, I think one of the problems I can hear with this mix is this low harmony part right here is not high enough. Let me undo that. I forgot I had all the tracks selected. Let's just go to low harmony and raise that. No, we'll never talk again. I'm sorry to this day. Okay, so you get the idea. And then there's one other thing. Later in the song, there's a guitar solo because guitar, and I doubled it with keyboard. So here is just the guitar by itself. Okay, and then here it is doubled up with the synth part. And then here it is in the whole mix. Okay, so that's probably good enough. This is sort of what the process looks like. And there's a lot of different things that I could do to this. I could play around with some more vocoder tracks. But in general, that's the idea of the song. So this will eventually make its way to an album, a new album. But in the meantime, you may have found this interesting, maybe not. I'm not really sure. But this is what I'm working on right now, so I thought I'd share it. As always, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you again next Friday at 5.